In the previous video, I spoke about my custom shop Fender Stratocaster Limited Edition 50s model from the Fender Custom Shop 2022 series, and next week I'm going to be looking at the 1960s model from that same series. But in this video, as a 6-string guitar player, I'm going to be looking at something very different, and a first for me, because while I've played a few, I've never owned one. Hello viewer, my name's Stu, and as always, if you're new to the channel, I do recommend you take a look at my channel playlists, which cover my return back to playing and recording guitar. Always a big thank you to those who subscribe, like, share and comment below. Many thanks. And I really do appreciate people who contact me privately, and we get into some discussions, and just a pity you're so far away from Scotland, otherwise it'd be great to meet up and just see what you're doing. So, as you can see, I've got a box here, and it's marked Yamaha. But before I open this, a short introduction. For those of you who do your own recording, there are of course various ways you can achieve a given result. Number one, either by playing an instrument yourself, or number two, bring other musicians into the project to get the job done, or number three, you could use software, because there are so many great software products out there. Personally, I use all three methods. Now, for those of you who've been following my progress, you already know that it's the 6-string guitar that's my main instrument to play. But when it comes to writing music and recording, I like to have options when I'm creating a foundational music bed. And because of that, I began to realize the need to purchase a bass guitar. Now, back in the 1970s, early 80s, I got to play around on various bass guitars owned by bass players that were in the band over the years, and such classics as the Jazz, the Precision, the Peavy, the EB3, and a few others that I don't remember their names. I don't know what they were. And actually at one point, I used to help out a group playing a borrowed Steinberg. That was an interesting bass to play. And I even had a shot of a fretless made of alloy, and that was really quite strange to play that one. Lovely bass though. So as a guitar player, when it came to trying to decide what bass I thought would be comfortable for me to play, that would give a good tonal range for what I needed and would be easy on my fingers, and also comfortable to hold, because let's face it, for those of us who've been used to playing Strats, Tellys and Les Pauls, bass guitars can often feel like they're really cumbersome, and they're like a big giant block of wood with an oversized fretboard that stretches off into the distance. And you know what? In some ways, it's a little like the Firebird guitar. It just takes a little bit getting used to. Now, at the same time, I didn't want to spend too much money on a bass guitar, but playability was a very important consideration. Now, when it comes to choosing a guitar, it's always great to be able to go into a shop and try one out. But at that time, we all had an added problem, and that was we were all locked down during the COVID outbreak. So going to try anything, it just wasn't possible. So after a lot of research online, the doorbell rang, and I was soon pulling out a beautifully made Yamaha TRBX604FM bass guitar. And while it came in this fairly simple cardboard box, it was decently packed with protective materials, and it arrived without any issues. So a quick dive into what is this guitar all about. Now, I have to say, I do like the dark red burst, and the finish is absolutely flawless. It's an older body with a flamed maple cap, so it's actually, it's a very light guitar, very comfortable to hold. The 4-bolt neck is a 5-piece construction of maple and mahogany. The fingerboard is rosewood with a scale of 863.6 millimeters, and the neck is really comfortable to play because it has a 38 millimeter wide neck at the nut. Very nice. And The two pickups are HS Alnico V humbuckers, and these are wired up to an audiophile grade active passive circuit and 3-band EQ, so say the instructions. Tone and volume controls, which are very smooth in operation. These remind me of the Telecaster controls, actually, like we knurled metal knobs. The active system requires a 9-volt battery, which came with the guitar, and you even have an LED light warning you of battery condition. At this point in time, I haven't actually had the need to use this feature, but I'll demonstrate it very shortly. This is what Yamaha says about their guitar. Yamaha have designed the TRBX604 to offer the optimum balance between tone and comfort. Its 3D sculpted body sits comfortably against you when you play, ensuring a supremely comfortable playing experience, and is coupled with a fast, ultra-comfortable profile neck that is constructed to offer both outstanding stability and excellent tone. And I have to say, as a guitar player needing to have a bass guitar in my guitar rack, I agree with that statement. So, let's hear some tones, and just for the demonstration, I'm going to be using my Fender Twin Tone Master at low volume, which is fine for this general kind of illustration that I'm doing. But when I do use this guitar, I use it direct into my recording system, and where required, I add effects or I colour the overall tone with effects software, and that works out really well for me. So here we have the bass clean, just with a touch of reverb and without the active feature. And now with the active feature turned on, and now going through an overdrive pedal. Now, in regard to the use of overdrive or distortion on the bass guitar, this of course is a commonly used effect in certain genres of music, but I find it very useful for creating a solid deep tone, which often works really well with a Hammond organ within certain types of compositions. So if you're a bass player, and I did have a friend of mine who is a bass player come over, and he had a shot on this and he really liked it. And here's a wee sneak preview. I'm actually going to try and get him to come back over to the studio with his Thunderbird bass so that we can have a wee jam together, and I'll be using my Firebird. And that should be a nice combination, and hopefully it should make an interesting video. Anyway, am I pleased with my choice? Very much so. As mentioned, lovely looking bass, very well finished in a hard wearing poly-coated finish, super comfortable to hold and to play. As a guitar player, I'm not a bass player, okay, but as a guitar player, not wanting to spend too much, I don't want to spend too much time getting to grips with playing the bass guitar. This one is a joy to play, and if you're a new bass player, particularly if you're starting out, well, I would say that this is really well worth checking out. And if you're a guitar player, six-string guitar player, and you're looking to purchase a bass, again, I'd give this one a chance. Do check this out. Yes, it's got a very modern look and feel, so if you are a traditionalist, then you'll want to look elsewhere. Last point that I'd like to make is it's very stable. It holds tune very well regardless of temperature changes, within reason. Great guitar and perfect for what I use it for. As I said, I'm not a bass player, but from my perspective, I can't think of anything negative to say about this. Now, in the next video, we do some more unboxing, and as mentioned, I'm going to take a look at another guitar from my small collection that I just love to bits. And in fact, I had a friend over who couldn't put it down, and I almost had to prise it from his hands. So you keep an eye out for that. Please do subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications, like and share. It's always nice to hear of others' experiences, so please don't be afraid to comment below. Check out my channel playlist, which covers my music journey, and so whether you're a newcomer, an ongoing player, or like me, just an old hand returning to guitar playing, I always take time to engage with folks who take time to comment. So until next time, the journey continues. Take care.